we've got about 3/4 of an acre of greenhouses that right now are all hydroponic greenhouses, and we're currently working with tomatoes and beans, and this coming year, we're going to start working with strawberries, and really, we're letting it be a learning experience for students. We have students work in the summertime. We had 8 up here this summer. Some of them ag majors, some of them engineering majors as well, and we just want it to be kind of like a labor learning experience. I grew up in Berea, Kentucky. Berea, Kentucky had a work college, or is a work college, and so all the students worked, and I really enjoyed that part of my education there at Berea College, and just think that what we do up here and what's behind me is an opportunity for students to get experience in farming and agriculture if they haven't had it before coming to college. Some of the work we do up here is actually pretty novel, I guess, and then some of it's more heritage based. The cutting edge part is what's behind me in the hydroponics, but in the system, but the actual product that we're growing here is more of a heritage thing. These are greasy beans that have been around for 100 years or more. They came from Western North Carolina, the seeds did, but we grow a lot of seeds. We actually produce 162 varieties that we distribute all across the United States and to other countries as well, for people wanting to grow the old-timey beans from the Southern Appalachian region. There's thousands of these kinds of beans out there. We have 1,000. We have a little bit over 1,000 that Dr. Leckie in the plant science area works on the genetics part, and we actually just work on producing them, keeping the seeds viable, and distributing those seeds as well.
I'm Brandon Pierce. I'm from Elizabethton, Tennessee. I'm a senior at Tennessee Tech, and the pink tip greasy bean came from the Haywood County of North Carolina. It is the only pink tip greasy bean that Bill Best has came across with a pink tip. The pink tip indicates that it is mature, and it is one of the most flavorful greasy beans and one of Oakley Farms' top sellers.
Oh, hey there. I'm Seth Parker. I'm a senior here at Tennessee Tech. I am working with Dr. Best with the Whitey Swanger bean. Let me tell you a little bit about this bean. It's got a cool backstory to it. So the Whitey Swanger bean originated in the western Big Bend area of western North Carolina on a secluded farm. In fact, it was so secluded that the only way to the farm was by walking up the creek bank, and the only way you know that you've arrived at the farm is when you reach the patch of corn. The corn was used for the farm owners Oliver and Rita Hicks. Oliver would use it for his whiskey. The farm would often have visitors, one in particular by the name of Whitey Swanger. Whitey Swanger would often stop by for the whiskey. Until one day he stopped by for the whiskey, and he would often pester Rita about wanting to take some of the beans home, and she would often tell him no. Until one day he stayed the night, and when they woke up in the morning, they found Whitey Swanger gone and the beans amiss, and for that day on, she decided to name her beans after Whitey Swanger.
I'm Marissa Phelps. I'm a senior agribusiness management student at Tennessee Tech University, where I've been working with Dr. Best here on the Oakley farm, growing and harvesting all of these different beans. This here is the Noble bean, which was taken from West Virginia to Oregon in 1898. It was grown there for several generations by the Noble family, but almost became extinct as recently as 2008. Someone in the Noble family happened to find a pack of nearly 200 seeds and tried to grow them, but was unsuccessful. So she contacted Bill Best online, who was able to grow a few different seeds to maturity. He now sells smaller packets of these seeds across the country so as to spread out production and preserve the story and genetics of these beans.
I'm Sarah Jo Pendergrass, and I work here at the Sustainable Mountain Ag Center. We are located on Tennessee Tech University's Oakley Farm in Livingston, Tennessee. It's only about 25-30 minutes off of campus. And right now we are inside of the bean freezer. This is where we keep all of our inventory for the seed business. We have about 1,000 different varieties of heirloom bean seeds that were found in the southern Appalachian area. Currently, we have an online e-commerce business. It is known as heirlooms.org, and we sell about 162 bean varieties on the website. And every single year, we grow about 62 to 65 different varieties on the Oakley farm in order to replenish our supply and just make sure that we have plenty of inventory for the upcoming year.